Coming home in the evening, each day much on my mind fast.
Hi there, peace unto you. My name is Rashida Ali and welcome to Rashida TV, a place to be to gain practical tools on how to create tranquility in your heart. Now welcome to another Q&A segment of Rashida TV, and today's question comes from Ola, and Ola writes, Hi Rashida, I often find it difficult in finding the right balance on when to and when not to compromise in my relationship. I also notice that I do feel resentment every time I make a compromise. I would really appreciate any tips or advice that will make me more willing to compromise and less resentment in my relationship. Thank you so much, Ola, for this question. And honestly, you are not alone. A lot of people do feel that resentment sometimes when they make a compromise. Making a compromise in a relationship is very important. Like, it's one of the most important things that you want to do in your relationship, because most of the times you wouldn't find a perfect match. Like, you wouldn't find someone that everything you want, that's the same thing they want, or everything you like, that's the same thing they like. So sometimes you would have to make some compromise, you would make some negotiations in order to reach a balance whereby you both will be happy in that relationship. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at 4 strategies that you can use in order to stop feeling resentment whenever you want to make a compromise in your relationship. So number 1 will be, make sure that when you want to make a compromise, you are not compromising on your core values, your beliefs, or your wants. Now, this is so important. Like, sometimes when I speak to some of my clients, I find out that, when they feel they're feeling a bit of resentment in their relationship, maybe because they've made a compromise, when we really dig into the issue, we can find out that they have compromised with core issues, like core values. And of course, if this is something that really means so much to you, resentment will start to build. So it's important that know what your core values are, your core beliefs, things that you know that you can't compromise on, and then communicate this with your partner. Let them know that, okay, this means so much to me, this is so important to me, and I cannot compromise on it. So once you've done this and you've told them how this issue is very important to you, then they understand. And then, if something happens and they see that, you can't compromise on it, at least it's not like a shock to them, or it's not like, oh, why are you not compromising? So this is really important. Now, number 2 will be to make sure that in that relationship, you are not the only person who is making the compromise. So you want to make sure that there is a balance and it's equal and fair. So say, for example, things that you can do is you can take turns. So say maybe you do something today, or you make a choice today, your partner can make the choice tomorrow. So when you're taking turns, at least one person doesn't feel like, oh, I'm the only one that's making the compromise, or I'm the only one that has to give up what I want. And so number 3 will be to try to make sure that whenever you negotiate or you compromise on something, it is something that would make the both of you happy. So sometimes, people say, when you compromise, one person has to give up what they want and just to do what the other person wants. But this shouldn't be the case. So you can both reach an agreement whereby you both feel happy, or something both of you like. Say, for example, you want to move home and you've got an area that you really like, you want to move to, but your partner doesn't like that area. Now, if you just decide that I'm just going to take what my partner likes, and that's not suitable for you, or maybe you have children and they don't have, say for example, a good school around that area, every time there is a problem with that, maybe the school, you're always going to go back and always get angry and say, oh, you made me do this decision, or you made us move here, and things are not going well. So there wouldn't be that peace of mind. There's always going to be that resentment that you've had because you have chosen what you don't like. So in that kind of example, if you want to move, it's best to kind of get to that middle ground whereby you can find somewhere that is suitable for you, maybe for your needs and also for your partner's needs, and then you can both be happy. So number 4 will be to always ask yourself, like, what is the intention behind my making that compromise, or the person asking me to make a compromise? So say, for example, you have to make a compromise on an issue, find out, why is my partner telling me to make this compromise? Is he just doing it because he wants to show his authority towards me, or is he doing this, is he a very good person and he's just doing this because he genuinely doesn't want that thing. Or you can ask yourself as well, like, am I not accepting this compromise? Is it just me trying to maybe get my ego here working out, or is it just me just being difficult? So you want to make sure that you're asking yourself these questions, because sometimes you have to make these compromises. Just you have to pick your battles. You know, you have to see, like, what am I going to gain? You have to ask yourself, at what cost is my not making this compromise going to be on my relationship? This reminds me of a beautiful saying that I saw online, but obviously doesn't have any name to it, but it's very beautiful. And it goes like, compromise is not a weakness. Sometimes it's just bending a little bit in order not to break a loving relationship. So those are the 4 strategies that you can use whenever you start to feel resentment when you want to make a compromise in your relationship. Now, before I leave you, so if you feel that your inability to compromise on certain issues in your relationship is causing you problems or is affecting your relationship, or if you feel like you're being forced or you're being pressurized to compromise on some of your core values, and this is affecting you or affecting your relationship, then I think it's time for you to seek help and, you know, maybe speak to someone, speak to a counselor, speak to a coach, because then they can help you to untangle things and try and see a way forward on how you can get a balance and get a solution to whatever problems you're having. So Ola, this is my A to your Q, and I hope this has helped. Now it's your turn. I would love to hear from you. What strategies do you use in order to combat this feeling of resentment whenever you want to make a compromise? Please leave a comment below. Did you like this video? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and please share with your friends and families. Remember, having tranquility in your heart is the key ingredient to having a successful and a happy life. Thank you so much for watching, and God willing, I'll catch you in the next episode of Rashida TV.
Coming home in the evening, each day much on my mind. Fast pace of living in the West with such little time, causing folks yell at me. Everybody